All right, math lesson 133, order of operations. You noticed on your schedule probably that we're doing a lot of lessons this week, and hopefully you can keep up. Most of the lessons are fairly little increments between them, but they all build on each other. So if there's anything that you get messed up, um, yeah, feel free to ask so I can help you before you get to the next lesson. So lesson 133 is order of operations. So basically this means, and you probably know some of this already, but in algebra, there's always one way to do a problem. So if we have 3 times 4 plus 2, you would look at this normally, you would say 3 times 4 is 12 plus 2 is 14. Alright, now let's say it was 4 plus 2 times 3. Normally in math you would say 4 plus 2 is 6 times 3 is 18. But that is incorrect. In algebra, there is always certain things to do first. So in a problem like this, multiplication is always first. So you would go 2 times 3 is 6 plus 4 is 10. Alright, so when you're doing algebra, the answer to this right here would be 10, because you must do the multiplication first and the addition second. And that's pretty much going to be the gist of this lesson. So, two basic rules for order of operations is 1, first you do multiplication and division. Second, then when that's done, you do addition and subtraction. So, and you do them in the order they are. So if you have 2 plus 3 times 2 plus 3 minus 8 times 4, you would go first through, this is the first you do this multiplication, then this multiplication, then you would go back through and do this addition, this subtraction. Alright? Now this sounds really simple, but it's going to catch you by surprise. You're going to do problems that seemed very, very simple, and they're going to be wrong because without thinking, you did them in the order that they were, instead of making sure your multiplication was first and then doing your addition, your division. So they give you the gray box on 450 for some of the rules of order of operations. So it says first, it says simplify numerical coefficients with exponents. And that just means if you have something that's like 3 squared plus 2, if there's an exponent, which that's an exponent, first you would go 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2. So simplify this first. So the first thing you do is go through, simplify your exponents, because you can't figure it out without that being done anyway. Next one, simplify expressions within parentheses. So if you have 2 times 3 plus 4, if it's in parentheses, that means you must do that first. So here's one case where the addition is going to get done before the multiplication because it's in parentheses. You work from the inside out, all right? Then once you've done parentheses, then you would do the ones within brackets. So let me just show you what that looks like. So when you're doing one, the first thing so 2 plus 3 times 4 plus 3. Maybe this is in brackets. I mean, this is in parentheses, and then this is in brackets. So there again, you work from the inside out. So you would do this first, and you would make it 4 plus 3 is 7. Then you get rid of that. Then you get rid. Then this is 21, and now you have 2 plus 21. All right. So you always work from the inside out and get rid of your first your parentheses, and then your brackets, and normally you'll know this because it's just you'll have to do one before you can do the other. Then after all your parentheses and brackets are gone, number 4, you'll do your multiplication and your division in the order they appear, which just means like you start here and work across. And then after that's done, you do whatever addition and subtraction is left. So let's go to number 4. We'll do 4 and 5. All right. So we have 3 bracket 4 plus 7 minus 2 in parentheses plus 6 bracket. All right, that's it. That was right, 5. Okay, so what you do then is you'll go 3, 4 plus, do the one in the parentheses here, that's 5, plus 6. Once you figure it out, you get rid of the parentheses. They don't need to be there anymore. All right, so now inside here we have to do this. So it would be 4 plus 5 plus 6, which is 15. All right, and you get rid of your brackets. And since that means multiplication right there. All right, so multiplication. We got 3 times 15, which is 45. Make sure that's the right answer. Oh, sorry, they're not. Okay, so part A, they actually just say copy the part of each expression that you must simplify first. We weren't supposed to figure it out. Anyway, that gave you some practice. So this is what you would do first. So your answer for number 4 would just be 7 minus 2 because it's in parentheses. All right, and then look at number 5. Number 5, you have all that stuff. Again, you're going to go as far in as you can, and the first thing you're going to do in that problem is 2 plus 5 because that was in parentheses. All right, part B, choose the correct answer for each of these. So 78 or 98. So basically what's happening here is they're trying to make sure you're doing your operations in the right order. When you look at this, you could either go 22 times 9, which would be 198, or you could go do the multiplication first and have 15 plus 63, which comes out to 78. And they want you to say which is the right one. Well, in this case, 78 is correct because you should do your multiplication first and your addition second. All right, and then part C, they just want you to simplify the expression. So let's do number 13. We have 18 divided by 3 times 5 squared minus 20. So if you remember, rule number 1 was any exponents. So that would be 18 divided by 3 times 25 minus 20. Then what's next? Well, you do multiplication and division in the order they come. So we have a division right here. 18 divided by 3 is 6 times 25 minus 20. So you go 6 times 25, which would be 150 minus 20. Do your subtraction last. 130. Make sure that's the right answer. Yes, that's correct. All right. Let's do number let's do number 17, I guess. We'll let that big one in 19 for you to do. So we have 5, 2 plus 3 squared plus 3. So you go inside here. Well, first you need to do your exponent. So you have 5, 2 plus 9 plus 3, because 3 squared is 9. Then you need to do your parentheses first, 5 times, that's times right there, 11 plus 3, and what do you do next? Multiplication or addition? Well, you multiplication. So 55 plus 3 equals 58. And that's how it works. And I would recommend doing it like this, where every time you do a step, rewrite it out. Make sure you copy it correctly from step to step, because things can get pretty messed up if you don't do that. So you're doing odds on this lesson. Shouldn't take you long if you get the hang of it. If you have any questions, just let me know.